Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and this is the first look at the APK that I have gotten. So buckle up, because although it seemed like a small update on the outside, when we get inside and we look around the leather seats, there's actually a lot of storage room in here, and this analogy is horrible, and I'm going to continue using it. So what is up with this new update featuring Apocalypse, Lady Deadpool, Cable, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Domino, Gorilla Man, and Slapstick. This is one of the most psychedelic updates, and you know, Legion is not even part of it. So that's pretty wild. So let's get right into it. How do you obtain the new characters? So from what I understand for Negasonic Teenage Warhead, if we go over into the Marvel Universe and we check it out here and we see location, it says can be acquired through Negasonic's special training in Danger Room. And I show you this because if I go into the Danger Room, it doesn't appear. The cool thing is though, Apocalypse appears and he looks dope. Honestly, I love his expression. It's very much how I feel on the outside, and how I look on the outside and how I feel on the inside. Just like that, all the time. So yeah, Negasonic Teenage Warhead is going to be the new Rachel Summers, so keep that in mind. If you really like the character, you're gonna have to save up some crystals, and we'll talk about her power level later, and we'll dive into that sort of stuff. And then as far as Gorilla Man goes, he is, it says find in the shop, but he is a bioselector character. So if I were to show you a bioselector, just take my word for it, because I don't have any bioselectors right now. But actually, you know what? Let me see if I can join this alliance here real quick. I still cannot. Okay, anyways, he's a bioselector character. I checked. And then for Slapstick, if you go over to the Marvel Universe and you go to location, he is a bio-subscription character. So one tip that I have for you guys, because I know a lot of you are going to want Slapstick once you see his skill animations because they look fantastic. Honestly, he might be the coolest character in Marvel Future Fight. Not the best, maybe not the strongest, but he might be the coolest looking character as far as his skill animations go. So for those of you that really want him but you don't have cash on hand, someone in my Discord pointed out that for Black Friday, a lot of websites like Amazon and Best Buy and things like that, not only in Canada but also in the US and possibly internationally as well, they usually run discounts on gift cards, Google Play gift cards and Apple gift cards. So you may be able to purchase a $10 gift card or a $20 gift card for, you know, $7 or $8 or $15 or whatever at a discount specifically for Black Friday. So again, you still have to put some cash down, I know, but for those of you that don't have a lot of cash, maybe you have a little bit and you really want this character, I'm just trying to give you the best possible scenario where you could possibly pick up the character. So that is how we get these three characters. Now, as far as their power levels go, I actually haven't checked any of their passives or anything, so I actually want to look at it now. The one interesting thing is they haven't updated any of the character usage tips. So if I hide my camera real quick, it all says NT. Oh, never mind. Domino's does say something, but for Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Gorilla Man, and Slapstick, it doesn't say anything. So really quickly, to take a look at these characters, she's got Particle Manipulation, which gives her a 65% chance to increase her crit damage by 50%. Okay, so this is a manipulation, or this is sort of a different version of the one that we see on Victorious and Sabretooth, and maybe there's one other character that has it. It's that increased crit damage, but hers only goes to 50%, whereas Sabretooth and Victorious goes up to 100% increase. But she also has all defense plus 100%? That's a lot of all defense. Whoa, I think that's a typo. It should be 10% maybe. I've never seen 100% like that. And then she has 30% damage reduction, so she's going to be kind of tanky. All defense down with no ignores immunity, crit rate increase. She's got accumulation here that they talked about in a guard hit. She's got an additional 30% crit rate and crit damage. So it's going to be really easy to cap out her crit rate and her crit damage. She's got all defense down, which does ignore immunity, and that goes up to... hold on. It goes up to minus 60%, so that's a pretty big one, and that's a 16-second cooldown, so you can get that every 8 seconds. So you have the all defense down up the whole time. And then we have Warhead Charge, which also has all defense down. I just assumed, so... we're going to level this one up. It's also for 10 seconds, and it's also minus 60, and removes debuffs, and invincibility, and a heal. And it's a 16-second cooldown as well. Okay, so Negasonic Teenage Warhead might be better than Rachel as a standalone character. She's looking pretty spicy. She's probably going to hit really hard. So we're going to have to take a look and look out for that. Gorilla Man, who is the free character here, let's take a look at what he has. Immortal Curse, guaranteed crit rate 30%, decreased damage received by 30%. Wow. So similar to Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Ape Instinct gives him 50% increase HP. Holy crap. So he's got 50%, or sorry, Yeah, he's got 50%. He's got 53,000 HP at level 70. That's a lot of HP with his gears ranked up, but with no Uru, no ISO 8, and no Obelisk or custom gear. So you could easily probably hit 100,000 HP for Gorilla Man. That's wild. Okay, he's got a stun, he's got a stun, he's got self buffs, some self buffs, not a lot. Stun, and then he's got all debuff removal. So nothing too meta breaking or outstanding for PvE, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe for PvP with all that HP. That's a lot of HP. And then my boy Slapstick, loving the Slapstick. Let's take a look at what he has. 40% chance when attacking. I hate these kinds of tier 2 passives. He gives himself a buff for 10 seconds, and he gives himself another buff for 5 seconds, and it has a cooldown of 5 seconds. Okay, sure. And then Slapstick Show, he revives. So he's got the revive a la Silver Surfer, Jean Grey, etc. Really cool here. Burn damage, penetration. Oh, what does the penetration go up to? He's physical damage, which is nice. 75% chance to penetrate for 5 seconds and 4 seconds of immunity. He's physical and physical. Nice. A strong, universal, physical type character. Can we think of one strong, physical, universal character? I honestly cannot, off the top of my head. Sorry, I'm getting really hyped thinking about Slapstick. Okay, Rolling Boulder doesn't have any effects here. Mallet Twister has all attack, crit rate, super armor, and it's got defense down that ignores immunity. Let's level this up and see how much this goes up to. A lot of gold spent there, minus 50. That's nice. And then Slapshot also has a bunch of stuff here. It's got accumulation. Let's see what it goes up to. 1%, and it increases 10%. So it gets a 10% all attack bonus. And that's accumulated to maximum damage. This is damage dealt to the enemy, so this is not damage that he has to take. It's damage that he has to deal. He doesn't seem to have a lot of defensive abilities, though. He only has one skill with any sort of protection. He's got 4 seconds of immunity on 2, and that's it. So it might be difficult to keep Slapstick alive, but we'll have to wait and see. Just really quickly, I want to check. Universal types that deal physical damage. Oh, Thanos, right. And Black Dwarf and Corvus and maybe that's it. Maybe there's one or two more, but it's a really short list. Overwhelmingly, the universal class is filled with energy attacking characters, and I don't mean that their skills deal energy damage. I mean that they are an energy attacking character, because you have a character like Blue Marvel who does have some physical damage on some of his skills, or maybe he doesn't. Never mind. Anyway, some of these characters have physical damage on their skills. I think Black Bolt does. He's got physical damage on anti-gravitational dash, but he's still an energy attacking character. So I think Thanos, Corvus, and Black Dwarf are really the only three, maybe Ghost Rider as well. But yeah, it's a really short list, so that's interesting. Okay, so those are the new characters. Whew. New uniforms. I'm not going to go into super big details about these uniforms because we're going to cover them separately, but for those of you that are curious, they are all... Okay, so this one is a super max uniform. You can see it's basic, but it's already plus 20. So this one's going to cost 1,500 crystals when it's discounted. For Black Friday, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than that, but this is the same cost in crystals as Jean Grey's uniform and Thanos' uniform. He's also a 1,600 CCF tier 3, just like Thanos and Jean Grey. His uniform effect gives him 20% ignore defense, so that's easy to cap his ignore defense, but it's not really that helpful. And then it enhances the effect of Celestial Armor. So his Celestial Armor is his 4-star passive. It gives him 45% damage reduction and the Super Armor all defense. So I think that goes up from 25%. Yeah, so he gets an extra 20%. So 20% ignore defense, 20% damage reduction. That's huge. Lady Deadpool for Deadpool gets a pretty weird uniform effect. This one's also the same. It's legendary right now, but it's the same. It's 23, so it's going to go to 25 at Mythic. So it's still a 1050 crystal uniform. It's not a synergy uniform, so you have to rank it up separately. And this one has 10% guaranteed dodge. Now, if you go back to his old uniform and you check out the effect, it has some other things there. Enhances the effect of this, changes the skill of that. It's still there, it's just that they put it down here at the bottom rather than putting it in the uniform effect. So it's kind of confusing, but basically the only uniform effect that this one adds over this one, well, besides turning Deadpool into a woman, is the 10% guaranteed dodge. The HP was there as well, but also this new uniform gives him, or her, gives Deadpool an insane new 4th skill. Just read those effects while I'm talking, or pause the video and go back, because they're pretty nutty. Moving along, we have the uniform for Cable. Cable is getting he's getting some skill changes, but the big one here is that his chain hit damage It's originally 10% on his X-Force uniform. It's jumping to 30%, and he's getting an enhance of focus shot. It's really a small enhance. His penetration chance for immunity, barrier, and invincible is going up from 75% to 80%. Woo! 5%. It really doesn't matter. It's a super small amount. And then finally, not Deadpool, Domino. Domino's uniform effect is nice. It gives her a 30% chance to increase her crit rate, her crit damage. This is what I was talking about, Sabretooth and Victorious. She has the same effect now on her uniform as Sabretooth and Victorious. So Domino could put out a lot of damage with that 100% crit damage buff, and she also has 15% chainhead damage. So I know a lot of people are mad about Domino being, left behind because she only has one skill with the skill change. Sorry, it's really weird text there. It reflects 35% of all damage unconditionally, 40% of max attack, independent of the defense effect of the specimen. I don't know what the hell that means, but we'll have to investigate it. But that's curious to me. But her uniform effect does seem pretty strong, the crit damage and stuff like that. So those are the uniforms, those are the characters. Then we have new world bosses. We have two new world bosses. We have both Apocalypse and Cable. Cable is going to drop the Will, Odin's Blessing, as well as, whoa, Universal Titan Records? Really? That's mad weird. Okay, Cable drops Universal Records, and then Apocalypse drops, he's just like Thanos, so he will change which one of the books he dropped. Wait, what? No, never mind. I'm wrong. He only drops combat books. So Apocalypse drops combat, Cable drops Universal books. Pretty weird, but okay. And then Apocalypse drops the Insight Odin's Blessing. So Blast books, Speed books, Combat books, Universal books. As far as the other thing going on, because I know a lot of you noticed the little white one with the red background under all of the world bosses, including Supergiant, and then you see something at the bottom there with a little icon and that you can click on it. So what this is a new system, and it's very similar. It's pretty much exactly the same as raid level, except it starts at 1. Even if your raid level is 499, or even if your raid level is 1, your Conqueror level is going to start at 1. And as you beat world bosses, you're going to get Conqueror XP, and your Conqueror XP level is going to go up. But unlike raid level, which is the same for all of your account, the Conqueror level is unique to each boss. So you can see here, I'm on level 2.5 for Proxima, because I played 2 stages of Proxima. You can see I have 3 out of 5 fights for world boss. I played her twice, but everyone else is still at 1. So these are all going to be increased individually of each other. They are not going to go up and level up at the same time. And it doesn't matter what your raid level is now. It doesn't matter what your highest clear stage is. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you play. The higher stage you play, the more XP that you get. I got roughly 1 full bar of level 1 playing stage 37. Yeah, 37, because I just unlocked 38. And then I got a little bit more than that much, so almost half a bar when I played stage 20. So there is definitely a strong incentive to play a higher stage if you want to get more of this XP for this Conqueror level. Now, why do you want to get your Conqueror level up? Well, let me ask you, sir and ma'am, I got a proposition for you, folks. Do you like CCF? Do you like Odin's Blessings? Do you like mythic world boss booty boxes that could have CTPs of Rage and premium cards inside? Do you like black antimatter and phoenix feathers? Well, come on down, folks, because that's exactly what you're going to get from this Conqueror level. Here you go. So there you go. Getting to Conqueror level 2 gave me 50 black antimatter, and you're going to get everyone, like every level gives you a new reward, and you can see here 50 cosmic cube fragments when you get to Conqueror level 10. You get a Odin's Blessing at 20. You get a booty box at 15. You get a booty box at 25. Again, it can hold these CTPs. You get more CCF at 30. And so basically the way that it boils down to, I believe you get 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get 5 Odin's Blessings and 250 CCF from finishing the Conqueror level, getting to Conqueror level 99, or sorry, Conqueror level 100 for any one particular world boss. That means with 10 world bosses, including Supergiant, Supergiant is not left out, so there is a reason to play Supergiant, you will get an additional 2,500 CCF. That's a lot of CCF. Additionally, For those of you that have wanted the Magic Odin's Blessing, this is one of the only Odin's Blessings that is gamble only, meaning you can't get it from any world boss. You can now get it from Supergiant. So they did our girl Supergiant. They did our girl Supergiant well. They gave her one of the rarest and one of the best Odin's Blessings. This is the double energy attack Odin's Blessing. So this is a huge update for world boss because it basically makes all world bosses worthwhile. Even if you're running a low stage, I mean, ideally you want to run a higher stage because the sooner you get one boss to 99 or to 100, the sooner you can move on to another boss and push them to 100. But you don't have to complain and you don't have to worry about not having gold to refresh your world boss or getting stuck having to play Supergiant or even these ones here because you're always going to be getting something extra. Now, unfortunately, I do have to say that unfortunately it seems like they have not increased the cap for Phoenix Feathers and Emkron Crystals and this kind of stuff. It seems to still be capped at 3,000. Hopefully they change that for the update, but even if they don't change that, this is crazy. 2,500 CCF free to farm. It'll take you weeks or months, but you can get it for absolutely for free. 5 Odin's Blessings from each world boss. That's 50 Odin's Blessings for free. Tons of black antimatter, tons of Phoenix Feathers, tons of booty boxes that could hold even more stuff inside. This is crazy farming, crazy grinding. I love it. Thank you very much, Marvel Future Fight devs. This is fantastic, in my opinion. This really revitalizes World Boss in a big way. Okay, the next big thing, CTPs. Now, you're going to hear people complain about the CTPs, so I want to just give a quick PSA before I talk about them. There's 3 new CTPs. There's this one. There is the other one. Where is it? There is this one. There's Greed, Insight, and then there's the one I have on Thor, which is called something else. It's called Judgment. There's Greed, Insight, and Judgment. And these 3 new CTPs are strong. They have their own unique abilities. One of them is kind of like an elemental CTP, which is why I have it on Thor. 2 of the other ones seem like they're CTPs for PvP or for support. But I just want to say this really quickly before we go into the CTPs discussion, because I see some people saying that it's a money grab, it's a cash grab. Netmarble's putting out new CTPs. They just want people to gamble. They're just trying to get money out of people. Okay, so yes, on the one hand, yes, Marvel Future Fight, the mobile games that are free to play, they have to make other things, purchasable with money so they can make money. If nothing was purchasable with money in game, if there weren't any crystals, then the game wouldn't exist. So there's that. Secondly, in Marvel Future Fight, you don't really need these CTPs to do any of the content. Now, you need certain CTPs for certain things. Yes, if you want to get certain scores, or if you want to get to a certain level of world boss with certain characters, you need a CTP of this or a CTP of that, rage or energy or whatever. If you want to be number 1 in timeline battle, you're probably going to need a CTP of regen or authority. Yes. But those are all optional things because you can do like 90 or 95% of the content in Marvel Future Fight. If you never want to be top for ABX, if you never want to be number 1 for timeline battle, just don't worry about those CTPs. And then for those players that want to, they can, support the game, they can push the economy, and they can do that. And then the game will continue to have updates for years to come. You're not going to get mad at the car company for releasing a new golden Ferrari. If you don't want the golden Ferrari or you don't have money for the golden Ferrari, just don't buy the golden Ferrari. The golden Ferrari is for people who want a golden Ferrari. You can just get your regular Honda or your Suzuki or whatever car you have, or a bicycle or whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as you can still travel from point A to point B. So that's why I don't really have a moral problem with these CTPs. If there was game modes that you completely could not do, 100% were uncompletable without these CTPs, then I would have a problem because they're gating the content behind gambling for these CTPs. But that's not the case. Most of Marvel Future Fight's content can be completed without CTPs at all. Now, you're not going to get to the highest level? No. Is it going to be harder? Yes. Is it going to take you longer? Yes. But that's all. That's all. It's just going to take you longer, and it's just going to be harder. But it's not going to be impossible, and it's not a gated thing. It's not like, GBR, you must bring a CTP of Judgment. That's not how it works. So, yeah, with that being said, I don't think any of these new CTPs are a huge power creep. I think this could be a really good CTP for elemental characters, but I'm not sure. I still have testing to do, of course. The other 2 CTPs seem like I said, they could be good for support characters. This one seems like it could be good for a support character because it applies to all allies. So this could be good in something like Alliance Tournament or Battle World or Alliance Conquest or like a Shadowland Rumble where there's 3 players activating their CTPs at the same time or their obelisks at the same time, but it's not that strong. It's only, increase up to 20%, I believe, the highest roll that can go. So 20% is not huge. And then the CTP of Greed has Guard Break, Ignore Dodge, and it increases damage with the HP recovery. Again, not out of this world. It's got a cooldown of 12 seconds. These are not game-breaking CTPs. They're not as strong as Rage or Regen, in my opinion, for PvP. They just provide some additional flavor for the game, and they make some characters a little bit stronger so that they can, do more content and they can push other content that they previously couldn't push. Finally, for new items that you can choose to spend your crystals on, we have new cards. We have a new card collection as well over here. It's the Future Fight Firsts, and it's 3% attack speed. Thank you so much for the resub. That's a really funny resub, by the way, when I'm recording a YouTube video. And it gives 3% attack speed, so again, it's not broken, it's not busted. You can take a look at these cards yourself. They look good on the outside, especially the fixed stats. The fixed stats look really good, but then when you look at the optional stats, not so good. So personally, I think these cards are good. I think they could work for certain card sets, but again, these are not #1 cards. These are not cards that you need to have. For people that already have good to great card stats, you can completely skip these unless you're dying to get 3% attack speed. This is by no means a requirement. It's definitely optional for pretty much all players, because if you don't have the crystals to spend on cards anyways, you're not going to get them. And if you have good card stats already, then you don't have to worry about getting them to replace the cards that you already have. They're not as good as Baby Spidey. They're not as good as the Cable card. They're probably not even as good as this Black Widow card, to be honest with you. They're like 2nd tier cards or like 1.5 tier cards. The last thing I want to talk about is UI changes. There's been quite a few UI changes, so I want to show you for the first one. And I like these UI changes. They're just small things, but I really like them. Oh, I don't have the shield. I don't have the shield support. Oh no. I was gonna show you guys, when you buy the shield support now, it shows on the Dimension mission, right over there where it has the gold and it's like shiny. And anyways, I can't show you anymore because it's gone. It's sad, but you'll see it if you have the shield support when the update goes live. I saw it in the Facebook live stream. It was pretty cool. They also changed around, you can see the background on CTPs. So if it's extreme or if it's a CTP, it's got a red background. If it's a 5-star obelisk, it's got a yellow background. If it's a 4-star, it's got a purple background. If it's a 3-star, it's got a blue background. And if it's 2-star, it's green. And then if it's 1-star, I don't have any 1-stars because I sold them all for my inventory space. But if it's a 1-star, it has a gray background. They also did the same thing for ISO 8 sets. They also unequipped all the ISO 8 sets, which is kind of weird, but all of the ISO are the same. So you can see there it's red and orange and then purple. So the colors just match the number of stars. And if they are, oh, actually, they're kind of multicolored. That's really cool. The background on the Awakened ISO is kind of multicolored. I didn't find any new ISOs, and I don't think there are any new ISO 8 sets. So for those people that were thinking that they unequipped all the ISOs because they were adding new ones or doing anything like that, sadly, I don't think they did that. So yeah, no reworks, no buffs to ISO 8 sets. So that is all of the content that I can see at a glance, summary, sort of pancake look for the upcoming 5.6 update. It was a lot to cover. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.